To start the evening, please welcome on stage the founder of WFN, the extraordinary and wonderful Edward Whitley.
Okay, those aren't recognisable adjectives, but Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you all for coming here tonight to celebrate our award winners. Your presence always inspires our winners, and it gives their confidence an enormous and long-lasting boost. They've come a very long way to be here tonight. I'm not just thinking of the miles they've travelled, I'm thinking of the selection process they've been through. That started last October, when we received 174 applications of the highest calibre, and it ends tonight, it culminates tonight, on this stage. And this evening is the annual occasion for the charity to come together to celebrate the new winners and their work. And looking out across this wonderful lecture theatre, I see many of you who've been generously coming year after year. You might have been introduced by one of our fabulous Friends Committee members, led by Catherine Folkes, who are the backbone of the charity. You might have been lassoed by one of our tireless members of staff of the charity, who I hope you all meet. However you found us, we are so grateful to you, because you understand that strange paradox which is conservation, which is, on the one hand, the need is desperately urgent. You'll see tonight some desperately urgent situations. But on the other, it takes a long-term commitment to achieve success. You also understand how important it is to pass this commitment on to future generations. And we're delighted by the number of younger children, people of all ages who are coming tonight. One of our dear long-term donors who really understood this was Trevor Shears. And Trevor sadly died last year. And many of you will remember Trevor with great affection. He was obviously, proudly, first and foremost, perhaps a Yorkshireman, with all the contradictions that implies. On the face of it, he was laconic. He was, of course, totally dynamic. He was a master of the grand vision. He had a very beady eye for detail. He was a maverick. He was passionate. And Trevor spoke at our awards ceremony in 2009. Funnily enough, the same year that we first came across a fascinating scientist from Kenya who returns to us tonight. But Trevor spoke and he said, when we first heard of the Whitley Awards through WWF, Lynn and I were enthralled by the concept of direct support for locally run projects all over the world. We've been heavily committed ever since. And like many of us here, Trevor defined himself not just by his own success, which was immense, but by wrestling with a challenge as to what sort of world we would leave to future generations. In this respect, all of us have the same urge to try to conserve those tracts of wilderness and the wildlife which inhabits those places. We believe that this urgent work is most effective when led by local leaders. Sometimes they're described as unsung heroes. But of course, not all our heroes remain unsung. Indeed, it's very much a part of our job to sing their praises as loudly as we can. And they are enormously helped by this ceremony, notably, of course, by our patron, the Princess Royal, whose photographs and endorsement tonight will invariably make all the national newspapers in our winners' countries tomorrow. Talking of long-term commitment, the Princess Royal has kindly attended every one of our award ceremonies for the last 16 years. We're also helped by our indomitable trustee, Sir David Attenborough, who narrates the films you'll see tonight, and these, carried with the special and unique authority that his voice bequeaths, travel far and wide. And of course by Kate. Kate manages this evening with such pizzazz, such dazzle, such inspirational energy that she makes us feel that everything is possible. So on behalf of us all, please may I thank Your Royal Highness Sir David and Kate for this far-reaching and most generous contribution. And this year, many of our previous winners have succeeded beyond their most ambitious targets. To mention a few, Jean Wiener, who you remember gave that astounding speech last year. We've been funding Jean since 2006. After winning our Gold Award last year for creating the first marine reserve in Haiti, Jean told us that his days in the wilderness were probably over. The President of Haiti created a special award just for him. It was called the Presidential Award for the Environment in Haiti. Unknown to Jean, we also nominated him for another award in America. It's called the Goldman Environmental Prize, And it's a big award. It's $175,000. Last week, he won it. There's Paula Comeboo. She's right at the forefront of that last-ditch battle to save elephants in Kenya. She was awarded the Order of the Grand Warrior in Kenya, which is what a fitting title for someone as brave as Paula. Moving to Turkey, Şan Sirkesioglu, he was awarded Turkey's top science prize by the President of Turkey, working with one of our Armenian winners, Karen Agabayan. Şan has established the first cross-border reserve between Turkey and Armenia, helping restore both wildlife, but also, we rather hope, human relationships between those countries. And it's no surprise that those two, funnily enough, do often go together. Apparently Şan's mobile kept ringing with some unknown number. He didn't know about this award, and he kept silencing it. So the first words he heard his president say were, "This is your President Erdogan speaking. Why on earth do you keep hanging up on me?" Finally, Mexico, Rodrigo Rodriguez, he was the subject of a BBC documentary narrated by Sir David called The Batman of Mexico. It was extensively broadcast. It won a Panda Award at the Wild Screen Festival in Bristol. And last week, Rodrigo successfully pushed through an international agreement between Canada, America, and Mexico in an effort to coordinate efforts to conserve bats across North America. So these are, of course, the prestigious achievements. It's important to realize that beneath the scenes, pushing at local, regional, national, international level, the work of conservation goes on. And sometimes it's gritty, sometimes it's assembling day-to-day data, sometimes it's dangerous, obviously, think of Kenya. Sometimes there's endless meetings to establish where a nature reserve should be delineated or the wording of an international agreement. So turning to this year's winners, we are so delighted to have you with us. You have come a long way. It's an absolute privilege for us to have you here and for us to celebrate your work. We look forward to seeing you, and we are here to help you achieve much more. Please, may I thank you all for making this happen. Without you, it's simply not possible. We are a lean and effective charity. What you see is what you get. What you give is what they get. The next leg of the journey for our new winners starts here, with all of us in this room tonight. And thank you so much. Okay,